Hello, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me again today. I'm happy you're here and I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I don't feel so bad that I can't make a quick video for you guys. And today I wanted to deviate a little bit from modern coin magic and look at something else that's slightly related. And that's from Milt Kort in his book, The Magic of Milt Kort. Now, Milt Kort has some of the most material in modern coin magic because he was good friends with J.B. Bobo. And there's an item in here that's, it's really easy, but I want to talk about the different things you can do with it. So if you don't have this book or you've never heard of it, I highly recommend picking it up if you can find it. Milt Kort is one of my favorite coin magicians, mainly from the material that I learned long ago in modern coin magic. But this book contains a lot of his other coin material and magic with other items, cards, razor blades, random items. It's got it all. It's a great book. The trick I want to talk about is 51 cent Metamorphosis. And the concept involved in here is pretty old, but what he talks about here is what makes it so great is a presentation. And this applies to any old trick. You can spruce it up to make it feel fresh and new. So let's take a look at what it looks like. I want to illustrate for you one of the classic illusions of magic. It's called the Metamorphosis. Now, usually it's on stage and it has a fancy trunk and a beautiful woman and a handsome magician and a bag and chains and all these props, which I don't have. But we're going to do it this way. I have a copper coin and a silver coin. The copper will represent the lady and the silver will represent the magician. For the trunk, I have just this silk handkerchief. So as it would go on stage, the lady would go into the trunk. She would get put into a bag, tied up, maybe chains and shackles put on. So we'll cover her up like this. So she's inside the trunk. You have to use your imagination. Then the magician would be on top. So the lady's inside, the magician is on top of the trunk. And then he would lift a curtain. I don't have a curtain, so we'll roll him up like this. So he's covered just like this. And roll all the way like that. Then in an instant, the woman would appear outside of the trunk. The magician would be inside the trunk, inside the bag, chained up, locked up. An impossible metamorphosis, which happens just like this. If we now unroll it, the lady, the copper coin, is outside. The magician, the silver coin, is now inside. It's basically the same trick, right? So this is a really simple trick, but the reason why it's so cool is it's one of those almost anytime, anywhere kind of tricks, which is always good to have in your arsenal. This could be a dinner napkin. Maybe you're at a certain type of restaurant where you would have a linen napkin, and you could do this with a quarter and a penny. You could do it with a finger ring and a coin, or any small object, a pink sweet and low packet and a white sugar packet. So it could work in a variety of situations, and the trick is more about whatever story you put around it. I kind of followed the pattern that Milt Kort has with comparing it to the big box illusion. He talks about Houdini in there, but there's a lot of ways you could go with this. It's fairly simple. The only trick here is in the way it's folded. So the copper coin goes in the center. As you bring this corner over, you just want to come over the front edge, the front corner, by about 1 inch. So you're bringing the rear corner over the front corner, so it overlaps about 1 inch. Then you lay the other coin on top. They can hear the coin inside. And from here, it's self-working. That's another plus. There's no sleight of hand here. You're rolling, you grab both coins and the material, begin rolling it up. As you get to the end, all that needs to happen is the rear corner, which is now underneath, needs to come above and forward, while this corner stays trapped under and rolled up. So we're at this point of the fold. As you continue to roll, this corner is going to emerge and flop over, and you stop. Don't continue rolling or it won't work. So from this point, you want to add a little time misdirection, maybe. It could help any sharp-eyed people, but you really don't need much here, because it's confusing enough to not be able to backtrack. But you just unroll. You've done no moves. You've rolled this up and now you're unrolling it. There's really nothing to see if someone was trying to see. And now the copper coin is outside and the silver coin is on the inside. Another reason I wanted to show this little trick is because it's a great addition to the expansion of texture expanded, which I did a video on that a few months back. If you want to look at that, I'll briefly go over it now. All you need to do is have an additional copper coin in finger palm. And this is, it's still easy to do. No one's suspecting you're palming anything. So at the conclusion of this trick, you would go into the expansion of texture where you display the silver coin, you cover it with the handkerchief, you show, in fact, the silver coin's inside there. The copper coin gets placed inside as well. And then the two coins are trapped in the fabric. The spectator's holding the handkerchief like this. You ask them either copper or silver, and you go in and extract. Maybe they say copper. You extract the copper coin, and then you put it back and say, well, you might have preferred silver, so let me take the silver out. You then extract the silver coin and allow them to inspect the handkerchief. The copper coin is still inside of there, and they can examine that for themselves. And then you go into the following phase. Here, we'll take the silver coin under the handkerchief here, and then they hold this end and they hold the loose ends. You proceed to take the copper coin, throw it in the handkerchief. Where they hear the coin arrive, they can open this up and see the copper coin inside there. So that it now becomes 3 little tricks all together, which is always nice. And this finish is very nice because it's happening in their hands, and there's that audible element there. So it's a nice quick intro with a kind of a fun story with it, and it goes right into the expansion of texture trick. So that's it for today's video. A really great, simple, easy to do, self-working coin trick. And there's not many self-working coin tricks. And it's a great addition to some other coin and silk routines that you should really be trying out. They're classics of magic. So go out and try this at dinner with a paper napkin, some sugar packets, and have fun with it. I'll see you next time.